spoke of. A lot of very, very interesting stuff going down. Speaking of that, I want to talk about the recent governing council meeting because the minutes have been published, and we do have visibility on a couple very interesting things. Oops, my camera disappeared. So I want to read a couple things from this GC announcement, a couple little excerpts. As we can see the document here, I mean, it looks pretty straightforward, but there are a few sections that I think are very, very interesting. Namely, Lehman was on vacation. So I don't know if this is the first governing council member that Lehman was not present at, but a few people noticed that, and I did inquire about it. Lehman was on vacation. So, probably well-deserved. So I'm going to read a few excerpts from the governing council meeting that I found interesting. Also too, Tradeaholic Bear saying, hello, hey, how's it going? Thank you for tuning in. Anyone else, by the way, if there's any news you want me to touch on or leave a comment, be happy to chat about it. We have Brady stopping by in just over 5 minutes here, which would be great. Brady from Bonzo Finance. So a few excerpts here. Charles Atkins, right, the president of Hedera, updated the council members on plans for the Q4 in-person council meeting to be held in Miami, Florida, USA. So it sounds like there will be an in-person governing council meeting happening in Miami before the end of the year. So that sounds like it will be quite the shindig. Grelf is watching. Hey, Grelf. Good to see you. Also, too, some more excerpts here from the governing council meeting minutes. Simon O shared an update on a collaborative effort between multiple council member organizations and service providers regarding a CBDC project. Simon championed the joint effort as evidence of a healthy and collaborative Hedera ecosystem. So we saw quite a few news pieces surrounding CBDCs and stablecoins, namely some of the stuff that MTech is doing, and seeing it in the governing council meeting minutes, it does seem like there is still movement happening in regards to CBDCs. Now we know that it's more likely from a government standpoint, a utilization standpoint, to see stable coins take the forefront. But CBDCs are kind of still in the motion. So very interesting to see that mentioned in the governing council meeting minutes. Continuing on, another excerpt here. CoinCom continues to pursue its objective to develop and optimize a sustainable dynamic token economics model for the Hedera network. To accomplish this objective, CoinCom has reviewed the node rewards model and node subsidy options. CoinCom will review hosting and data costs and conduct a price elasticity study to inform the model. So what exactly does this mean? It's very interesting. Does this involve community nodes? Does this involve staking? We're talking about rewards models, subsidy options. Are we talking about subsidized nodes in some way? There's a lot to read into here. It feels weird to read into it too much, but clearly there's kind of internal debate and discussion and work regarding what does the future of Hedera's node structure look like as we kind of work our way to community nodes. So it's very interesting stuff. Continuing on, another excerpt, CoinCom previewed its plans to review network pricing, fee structure, and fee allocation between accounts. CoinCom will continue to update the council on its progress against these objectives. So basically what this is touching on is obviously the governing council and Hedera within their treasury holds billions of HBAR in all sorts of various accounts. So it's talking about potentially moving HBAR between those accounts to serve some purpose. And then also potentially making changes to pricing, fee structure, and fee allocation between accounts. So pricing would be how much it costs to transact on the Hedera network. The fee structure is very interesting to me because that basically entails how much HBAR from fees are sent to the treasury, the node, and staking. I know that a big point of contention has been people do think that not enough of the portion of fees are sent to account 0.0.800, the staking account. So this, opens up a little bit of a window of, okay, is there a possibility here that they would change how much HBAR goes to staking? So that's interesting to see. And then also fee allocation between accounts. We already mentioned that. So very interesting points. Continuing, just the last couple excerpts here that I thought were interesting. Simon O updated the council members on recent conversations with prospective members, which range from nonprofits to large enterprises. I got some update. Oh, I hate emails. From nonprofits to large enterprises, Simon acknowledges the challenges inherent in the enterprise approval process. However, he remains optimistic regarding the quality of candidates interested in the council membership. So I think this is a very interesting point because, as we've known, it's been quite a while since there's been a new governing council member. I think it's been over 200 days since a new governing council member has joined Hedera. And that was a big comment that I've been getting recently from the community is, it's been a long time. When are we going to get a new governing council member? So that's an interesting thing. And we've talked about this on the show. What does that process look like? What are some of those challenges? It does seem like there are struggles there, but again, it sounds like, the pipeline is strong. So I really, in two ways, I would like to see more governing council members coming to Hedera for sure. I would definitely like more Web3 focused governing council members, right? We have a lot of Web2 companies on Hedera, a governing council, that I just think the balance is off. I think we need more ones like BitGo and Chainlink. Like we need more Web3 focused companies. And so that's something that I would really like to see. And also too, it was great I know this is going to sound a little weird, but it was great to see DBS Bank leaving the council because maybe there wasn't that level of participation. Maybe it wasn't a great fit, but we do need to see some of that turnover. So there's a few different ways to look at it. I think we just in general need to see some more movement on the governing council. It has felt a little stale in some ways. Now, let's go on to the last excerpt here from the governing council meeting minutes, and Brady will be stopping by soon. Simon and Charles discussed MEMCOM's objective to explore ways in which interested companies and possibly individuals can participate in and engage with council activities. MEMCOM will continue to update the council members as this initiative materializes. So what does this mean? Well, what this means is it seems folks on the governing council are interested in having more open conversations with members of the community, members of the ecosystem. And this is a very interesting thing because when we look at what's happening with the governing council, there's definitely some different things that need to happen when it comes to understanding the market. I mean, we've talked about it on the show quite a bit. And so I think that would be really healthy. Now, the other thing that's very interesting to me here is when they mention specifically individuals. I know that sometimes many, let me just respond to a message here. There have been quite a few like organizations and committees and groups that will, present to the governing council. I know most recently the Hashgraph DeFi Alliance, a group there presented to the council and stuff like that. So there are things that happen, but the word individuals is very interesting to me because what that implies is like a person. You really think of that. That would make sense. That would be something that would be super bullish if that were